What's up, guys? It's actually been a long time since we've done one of these kind of YouTube videos. A lot has changed in a while. I used to do these when I was preparing for bodybuilding shows. Usually when I was cut up, we were just talking. We did one when me and the other boys from the Ottawa bodybuilding scene were really bulked. But now a lot's changed in a year. I've basically completely committed myself to endurance sports. So within the last year, I've run 4 marathons, handful of small races, and now we're about 2.5 weeks out from IRONMAN Ottawa. So the last 6 months have been pretty much all encompassing. All I've done is think about this. Some of the training weeks have been insane. I'm talking like 26 hours of training. Now, the reason why there's such a time investment in this is because during my endurance training, I haven't given up on my bodybuilding kind of background. So I've been trying to maintain my physique as much as possible while biking like 300 plus kilometers per week, while running like 80-kilometer weeks, while learning to swim and swimming. There's one week where I swam, more than 10,000 meters. So it's been a lot of work. It's been a fuck ton of eating. That's the thing. So one of the biggest changes has been like coming from bodybuilding to endurance training is like in bodybuilding, you're always kind of hungry and you're trying to maintain the physique and you're trying to get leaner, and getting show lean is insanely strenuous. But for endurance training, it's the exact opposite. You just constantly want to be fed, and you kind of want to overshoot it because you want to make sure you're recovering properly so you can train more frequently. It's been a huge adjustment, but me and Mark here are getting ready. We're gonna hit the gym just like old times, and we're gonna throw some weight around. We're gonna catch up. So stay tuned. Let's get into it. It's gonna be fun. Okay, so last year I did 2 bodybuilding competitions, and the first one it was Barrie, like the Barrie Natural Championships, and I was on my way there, and I was driving with my dad, who is like notoriously like the worst backseat driver. Like he can't handle any car pressure at all, and basically we're on our way to Barrie, and there's like this flash storm, and like it's torrential downpour, like a tornado is hitting us, and we're driving, and I'm obviously stressed out. I'm like 4% body fat. I'm like every meal is like gold, and basically we try to find a spot to pull over, but we can't find one in time. I turn around a corner, like around a bend, and a tree had just fallen in the storm. Like it was right in the middle of the highway, so I drove my car right directly into it, and the front of the entire like front was all damaged. There was like a hole in the windshield, and it was like raining inside the car. And I look at my dad and I go, "We're fucking getting to Barrie," and I just reverse out of the tree, and we just drive 3.5 hours like this to Barrie in the storm. And like we were low on gas, we were like going the wrong way. We didn't have an internet connection. It was so intense and so stressful. I was like, this is terrible for my inflammation and stuff. Oh my God. Yeah, that was like quite an experience. That was probably the hardest prep experience I've ever had, getting in a car accident in a storm. I didn't miss a meal. Everything was stuck to plan. So what's your excuse? All right, so in the fall, I was getting really, really good at like pull-ups and barbell rows. But then like, I suppose it might have been actually when I was swimming. Sometimes I was like pulling, and I started getting this like kind of pain in my forearm, and it hasn't really gone away completely. I've just kind of like adjusted my exercise selection so that it doesn't hurt as much. But today we're gonna try some old school ones to see how we're feeling. And let's roll the dice. But we're gonna start with barbell rows. I've been at this gym for like 10 years. When I was like 21, I got an internship with the government, which is like right around the corner here. And it's crazy, like, it's one of those things, like, you change so much over time, but this gym is like so tiny. A lot of the clientele has remained the same. Like, everything is the same. It's funny, like a bodybuilding, endurance sports, everything's just like same fucking gym. Nothing needs to change. It's awesome. Damn, we're feeling good. No pain. Amazing. Ah. 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 Good set. So over the last year, I've been working pretty much constantly on my run club as well. Probably mentioned that in another video that we've done together. But the run club is going super well. We have between 80 and 100 people that come every Sunday just for a regular 5 to 7K. It's a super vibrant community. Everyone's rocking merch. It's really awesome. I think that's been one of the most rewarding parts of this whole journey in terms of athletics, is actually creating and helping to build a community. And what's really great about our run club specifically is the people in the community are really a part of what makes it great. Everyone can volunteer, people propose events, they add value themselves. And I think that's really what kind of differentiates us. While I founded it, while I lead it, everyone is kind of a leader in their own way. It's kind of for the community, by the community. It's been really great, honestly. And we're starting to get cooler stuff rolling. I never know what kind of email I'm gonna get from a company or someone looking to collaborate. So yeah, it's been really great. Oh. What do you think, Mark? Do you think that AI is going to get rid of coaches? No? I agree. Here's why I don't think AI will get rid of coaches. One, it's wrong all the time, but it's also right a lot of the time, so that's fine. But I find the biggest thing that AI can't replace is the actual motivation that a coach will give you. Because what people need to do is absolutely not complicated. You know what I mean? Sure, there's programming, there's programming differences, there's all kinds of knowledge, sure, there's important stuff. But when it comes right down to it, move more, eat right, eat less if you want to lose weight, these are very simple things, but people literally just can't crack them because they don't have the motivation to stay accountable. And that's just something that a machine won't give you. So yeah, no, I think we're safe. All right, so I haven't done weighted pull-ups in a really long time because I was just saying I was hurt my forearm. So let's try them today and see if we can do them. I'm feeling really good. Barbell rows felt amazing. Let's get on this. A little warm up. Oh. No, we gotta be careful with those. It's starting to come up again, so we're gonna move on to the lat pull downs instead. So one of the biggest differences this year when compared to my previous years of training and bodybuilding that I was doing is this year I got into a relationship for the first time in years. So balancing training is now a little bit more of a group decision because obviously how you schedule your day affects your partner. They need time with you as well. And the schedule, trying to maintain a bodybuilding physique while doing Ironman training, as I mentioned, a lot of weeks I stack up 20 plus, 25, 26 hours of training. So ensuring that you just save a couple hours for your partner is really important every day. The other thing is I also left I worked a corporate job for most of my bodybuilding career. So I was able to just like coast throughout the day, do my training in the morning or in the evening, and kind of like live that double life. In November of 2025, I left that job, so I've just been coaching full time, which has truly been like a dream. And honestly, like I don't know how anyone could accomplish Ironman training while doing a normal job. I know a lot of people do it while they're like, while they have like kids and like a family and all these like other things, like their full-time job. But holy smokes, man, that would be really crazy to pull off. You'd have to be like doing like your trainer in your living room while your kids are playing. It would be wild. It's one of those things, like I don't know how true it is, but it's one of those like social media stats that you see that the average Ironman, like they have an income of like several $100,000 a year. And I think there's like a couple, I don't doubt that they're like generally pretty well off, but like there's probably a couple reasons. One, like to afford it is insane. Like definitely like the bike, like people are riding like $10,000 bikes, $20,000 bikes, the wetsuit, tri-suit, all the equipment, the fuel, you have to eat like a crazy person. This is all super expensive. So it kind of requires that you have a ton of disposable income. It kind of requires that you have a lot of time, and most importantly, you have time management skills. That's probably the most important. And I would like, I mean, people who tend to be forward in their career tend to be more organized. So it's probably like hitting it from both sides. Like you need that much money, and when you have that much money, you have the skills required to actually become, you know, an Ironman. So that's interesting. I'll tell you what though, I don't make a couple $100,000 a year. Not yet, we're working on it. So I've mentioned this a lot, but like at the beginning of this journey, I couldn't swim like at all. And I didn't really ever think about it, but I guess I kind of was a little self-conscious about this. Like I think that a man should be able to swim. Like you're camping with your family and something goes wrong and they're on the lake or something. It's like you should be able to go out and get them. You know. Anyways, I'm pretty stoked that I can now swim. But it was really funny learning. Like I couldn't swim 25 meters from one side of the pool to another, like a short pool. And I literally, at the beginning, I knew this was going to be the hardest thing to learn, so I just went like every morning. Like there were some weeks at the beginning where I was going like 4 or 5 times a week, and I was just going and just sucking like every time. I just like could barely do it, and then just through sheer will, over time, I just started being able to do it, and then I like started programming proper sets, like 200 meters at a time with rests. And then it became clear that I could kind of do it indefinitely. And then there was a couple times where I just like decided, okay, today I'm just gonna swim 2,000 or 3,000 and 4,000. And yeah, I just did a swim race last weekend. It was a 3K swim race. And like, I'm by no means a fast swimmer, and I probably look kind of shitty in the pool or in the water in general, but I can get the job done. Like I know that I'm gonna finish this Ironman swim in like between 1 hour 20 and 1 hour 40 minutes. And honestly, I'm kind of at peace with that. It doesn't really it's not really a big deal for me. But yeah, actually, one of my friends is getting married, and he had a bachelor party weekend at a cottage. And with this Ironman training, there's like absolutely no room to miss anything because everything is so crucial. Like you need to get like a 4,000 meter open water swim in before you actually do this, so you can feel confident going into it. So I just full on brought my wetsuit to the bachelor party and woke up early in the morning and did it. I was like a little bit embarrassed, but then proud at the same time that I was doing it. No one really cared. It was perfect. So yeah, got done. The thing with swimming in the open water is I'm still scared of it, and I'm not scared about like drowning. I'm not scared about how hard it's gonna be. I'm literally scared of fish. I'm scared of wildlife. Like, I was swimming in this lake, I got out of it, and I was chilling with my friends beside it, and we looked in, and it was like a turtle like this big, you know? And these things snap, like they like shoot their heads out. I'm like, what if I'm swimming by this thing? It's so easy to crash into it. Like, the thing is, this thing's gonna bite my nutsack, bro. Like, I don't want that. It's terrifying. I was talking to a friend, I was like, talking about open water swimming, and he's like, yeah, I just feel like you're totally gonna run into like a dead deer or something. And I was like, why the fuck would you put that thought in my head? Now I'm swimming, I'm just thinking about like a deer carcass or something that I can run into. Fish are afraid of you. There is no deer carcass. Just swim, it's gonna be fine. But yeah, definitely in the back of my mind, I just keep like picturing like Jaws every time I'm out there. I'm growing my coaching business in a really unique way. I haven't really seen anyone else do this. Usually online coaches, what they do is they just run ads and just have like a fleet of ads going, and that's all they rely on. Obviously there's nothing wrong with this approach, as long as you're kind of telling the truth. I see a lot of these ads that are a little bit like half-truths, and it kind of makes me roll my eyes often. But basically what I'm doing to try to grow my coaching business is I complete very difficult tasks, try to hit accolades, and then just kind of let my experience work for itself, and then let my clients' success stories speak for themselves. And that's kind of all that I'm doing. I'm actually running no ads right now, and I'm surviving. Like, my business is still growing. But the other thing is, I honestly don't know how much longer I can continue to hit these accolades. Like, I will max out stats eventually, right? But it's also next on the docket is like what, Boston qualifying, or going for like classic physique at the regional level or something like that. You know, these are things that can be done, but they require immense sacrifice, which is fine. I've been doing it for 3 years and I've enjoyed the ride, but there comes a time in life where you want to go to the next level. And I do want to grow my coaching business without relying strictly on my own athletics. So that's something that I have to consider, for sure. Okay, so this is how I got roped into signing up for the Ironman. I basically, in the fall of 2025, I did 3 like back-to-back marathons for charity. I did Quebec City, Toronto Waterfront 2 weeks later, and then a month later I did the Honolulu Marathon. Super fun. In the midst of this training, my friend texts me and says, hey man, I have a promo code that I just got for IRONMAN Ottawa, and it makes it like literally almost free. So I put in this code, and the ticket was like $100. And like the ticket for the Ironman is usually like $1,300 all in. And I was like, I can't do this. I don't want to do this. I don't swim. I don't even like have a good bike. Like I can't do this. He's like, bro, you have to. This is basically free. And I was like, I can't argue with that. And I was like, so I just got the ticket, and I basically just started dividing my life up into training, into like weeks. I talked to my girlfriend about it. I talked to my parents about it. And I just like started getting ready to begin my training. And I looked at my credit card statement, and I basically was refunded the ticket. And I was like kind of pissed off because like I'd already like started mentally preparing for this. I had like joined an Ironman crew, and they're like getting ready to like induct me. And it was like, I was like, what the hell? So I emailed Ironman, and I was like, yo, where does it say that you can like just refund someone without letting them know? Like, I've already started training. And they were like, oh, sorry, like the promo code wasn't meant to be shared with everyone. It was only meant for one person. And they're like, here's your own personal promo code. This is like the biggest savings we can give you. So I put it in, and it was like $300 or $400 off or something like that. And I was just like, all right, let's just do this. So then I just signed up for it anyways. So over the last 6 months, I've just been nothing but training for this. But that's the story of why I signed up. It really wasn't a goal of mine at all. But this year I did want to devote myself to endurance training. And what better way to do that than actually completing an Ironman? So it's a godsend, silver lining. Oh. You know what's crazy? So I was like doing some posing practice with a couple clients and they were like 6 weeks out, 8 weeks out. There was one client that I was just helping with posing. He had another coach. So we're doing like side-by-side posing. And it turns out like during this Ironman like training prep, I've been basically at like 6, maybe 5 weeks out from stage lean like most of the time from bodybuilding. So it's kind of, it just made me think like, while you're doing bodybuilding, you're completely depleting yourself. You're doing cardio, but you're eating much less than you'd like to. Basically with Ironman, I've just been like doing about 1,000 calories of cardio, sometimes 2,000 calories of cardio like daily. It's like 2.5 to 4 hours of cardio. So, and I'm like maintaining leanness and I'm not hungry. So I'm wondering like, what if bodybuilders just did this instead? Like, what if you just eat a fuck ton, but just do like 4 hours of cardio on the daily? It seems like it's working. Like, yeah, just a thought. Yep. As hard as I've worked to try to keep up my strength during this Ironman training block, it's been impossible, right? So there's been some slippage. Like I found my shoulders have lost a lot of strength, my chest a little bit of strength. My legs have remained pretty strong because I trained them really hard during the fall in anticipation to this. But yeah, it's inevitable you're gonna lose some. I think that when you have multiple fitness goals like this, what you gotta do is just try to make the best of most of them. So like there's gonna be a lot of people completing this Ironman who are like, you know, very thin because that's what an endurance body is. So just looking at whatever muscle you've been able to preserve, I just see that as an absolute win. And then obviously when this is all said and done, we can just go back to being huge after. So it's all gonna be easy. No. So this year I basically had like 2 really hard goals. First one was running a sub 3-hour marathon at Ottawa race weekend, which was in May. And then the second one is obviously completing this Ironman. It's funny because like when I was preparing to run the sub 3-hour marathon, I was like pretty nervous about hitting it. Like I wasn't sure if it was gonna be possible. And then on game day, the plan was executed exactly perfectly. Like every split was on point. The fueling strategy was on point. I slept perfectly, arrived on time. Everything was exactly right. Even the weather, it was like kind of cold and a little bit rainy, which was like perfect optimal running weather for me. So I was really grateful to get that done. I had to run through the entire winter to make that happen. So it was like really hard won progress. But now with Ironman, everyone's like, you know, what's your goal and time and stuff. And I honestly feel like it's hard to care about finishing with a certain time because it's just like such a big ask. Like you're gonna be like pushing yourself for like 12, 13 hours. Like honestly, just finishing feels like I'm happy with it, you know? Obviously when I'm there, I'm gonna be doing my best, but in terms of getting a time, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it should matter as much as actually just enjoying the experience and getting through. I feel like oftentimes when you wanna focus on time like that, you have to like do an event a second time. I'm not saying I'm gonna do that, but if you're gonna like really focus on your Ironman time, I think that's what's required, right? The first time, the novelty of just completing is so amazing. Ugh. You know what the saddest thing is? I haven't got a fake natty accusation in months, bro. Months. Ah. Ugh. Okay, lats are toast, boy. So we're outside before we walked in the gym here, and a guy like passed by and asked us like, "Hey, do you have a cigarette?" And I was like, "So, sorry, man, no, we don't smoke." And he was like, "Hey, man, nice hair. You look like Shawn Michaels. You look like Shawn Michael." So we were like, "Is that like the wrestler?" So we looked it up, and it's like this guy. Yeah, I guess this is what I look like. That's awesome. Oh. Ouch, bro. Yeah, just a couple more exercises left and we're gonna get out of here. I think it's one of those things with competing. We were just talking about whether or not we miss competing in bodybuilding. I think it depends what you get out of it. I feel like from bodybuilding and endurance sports, I get kind of the same kind of high, which is just like the accomplishment of a serious goal. Even though like having a sick physique is really cool, looking good has never really been my main focus. I feel like both bodybuilding and endurance sports are tools to become like better versions of yourself, like for self-development, to become a better man, to understand time management, prioritization, to make sure that you still allocate time to your loved ones. When you're in bodybuilding and you're super hungry, you gotta learn how to not be an asshole to people. These are the real lessons that you learn from these things. So yeah, no, I don't literally miss competing, but I do miss the process of becoming better that bodybuilding can give you. You know what I find really helps with like endurance training? Is a lot of the times you're like, okay, I'm going out on like a 100K bike ride, and you're like, this is gonna be super difficult, or you're going on a long run, it's like, okay, I'm running for 32 kilometers. I find if you like, don't think about it as training, like, okay, yeah, you're not going out for a regular run, you're going out for like, this is like a one-time adventure. I find like it works so much better. Like, holy fuck, I can't believe I'm about to run for 3 hours. Like, that's so much more exciting than, oh, it's another week of training. So if you just like conceptualize it like that, gaslight yourself into just thinking this is like just a crazy feat that you're gonna attempt, I find that it just goes much easier and better. I literally can't swim straight. It's been like a constant problem for me. Like, I just swam a race and I swam it pretty much entirely by myself because I was completely off course the entire time. I honestly don't know if I'm gonna get better at this or if I can get better at this in time for the Ironman, so I'm kind of gonna just pray for the best. Oh. Man, I just failed on a set, and the video guy here, Mark, just said, "Oh, that was your pre-Ironman weight." Roasted. Oh. All right, let's get out of here. Let's ride home. All right, and that was our push. That was our pull day. Sorry, not push. We're all done. So yeah, that's basically what I've been doing for the last like 6 months. I've just been, while my cardio and my training for Ironman has gone up, I've just remained really like, I've just kept my workouts the same and try to maintain and get stronger in certain ways. Mostly it's been maintenance. There's been a little bit of slippage in terms of strength, but we're just doing the best that we can with the parameters that we're working under. But yeah, I can honestly say that in the last 6 months, I've missed one gym day in exchange for Ironman training. So I've been really meticulous in ensuring that I continue to prioritize muscle throughout this process. Because, this is the thing as a hybrid athlete, you never know what you're going to do next. If I want to do a bodybuilding show, I want to be in a good spot for it. If I want to do an ultra marathon, if I want to do another Ironman someday, if I want to do anything, I want to be ready for it. And that's kind of the idea here. You can be a hybrid athlete and run a lot less or train a lot less. But if you want to be really, really good at both, generally, my understanding is you kind of got to be a maniac with your time. And so I am. And that's how things are done. So thank you for joining me. And that's a wrap on today. Ironman Ottawa is in 17 days. And I'm super stoked to make it happen. So thank you for joining me today.